Saturday night of Canada West Hockey. Thank you so much for being here on your Thanksgiving weekend. We're thankful to have you along here for the ride tonight. I'm Jay Sussy along with Tyler Robinson. We're going to have your call as you of our Cougars hosting the Manitoba Bisons. And big welcome into our viewership as CBC, TELUS, and SaskTel game of the week. Glad to have you here as well as our regulars on Canada West TV. We have a great game in store. It's the second matchup of 6 between these two squads. A tight one last night. Manitoba did hang on to it. 2-1 was the score. Holt having a terrific outing in net, which earned him the first star of the game. We're going to go down to a puck drop right away as we're moments away from another great Saturday night of Canada West action. Anytime, anywhere, that is where you can find CanadaWest.tv. I'd love to get you a subscription here for the rest of the year, too, especially viewers here joining us for the first time, maybe with a CBC, TELUS, or SaskTel. Thank you for being here tonight with us at the Cooperators Arena in Regina, Saskatchewan. I'm Jay Sussy along with Tyler Robinson, as we've got the Manitoba Bisons in town taking on the U of R Cougars. And before we get going, we're going to take a quick look at tonight's starting goaltenders.
Yeah, starting in goal for the Manitoba Bisons will be Braden Holt, getting his second start of the weekend. And why wouldn't you? As you mentioned, first star of the game last night, 36 stops on 37 shots for the former Everett Silvertip and Victoria Royal. And then tending the net for the hometown U of R Cougars, Damon Cunningham getting his first start here at the Cooperators Center. Had a 21-17 record last year with the Aberdeen Wings of the North American Hockey League.
And here we go. We're off to the races here with the first period of play. The Bisons will regain possession back in their own end and quickly get that one back out. And on to the attack, cutting towards the tender and slips on the ice. Took a hard check there, too. Just wrong spot to fall in as Turner McMillan ran over his player there. Some exciting action for the first 30 seconds of play as the Bisons drop that pass. Trying to look across, it'll be intercepted by the U of R. Cougars starting off the season 0-3 here. Had a disastrous start in Calgary to open up the season last weekend against the Dinos. And then, as we mentioned in pregame, a tight one here last night at the Cooperators Arena, where the Bisons were able to hold that 2-1 victory. For the Bisons, that was their first game of the season as they had the bye week, and another huge collision at the blue line. And that physicality is something we were kind of missing and waiting for yesterday, too, because this is just one of my favorite rivalries in Canada West. And when you meet 4 times in the preseason, two of those games needing extra frames as well, you get to learn each other very quick, like it or not.
Yeah, learn and like it or not usually turns into dislike. But especially for the Bisons, they mentioned their first weekend of hockey here. It's always nice to get that either hit or be hit early in this hockey game. Gets the legs going a little bit more, makes it feel like you're in the season.
Bisons dump that one into the corner. They'll pick it up. As we've skated for nearly 2 minutes here of the first period of play. That one will just hit the side of the tendy. Some nice footwork. Cutting through the defense here. some more room. Pasternak. Hot knife through butter in the offensive zone, but I just couldn't find that final pass as that one steered aside. These teams met 6 times last year, too. The Bisons would take 4 of those victories, but the first 2 weekends that they would meet, they would split. Both teams, though, were on the outside looking in when it came to playoffs last year, and that's something that they're hoping to improve on.
Yeah, for both these clubs here, they know they're probably going to be looking for that final playoff spot. So all of these weekend sets for the Cougars, they really can't afford to lose both these games here. They need a split here this evening in the Cooperator Center.
Blake Heward bobbled the puck a little bit. He's trying to elude a Bison's player. Now finally will move that one forward. No icing on the play as Holt comes out to play it. Holt mentioned yesterday got the star of the game, really emerged as the starter for the Bisons as they come in on the attack out in front, and no one there to intercept that pass as that one had just sailed a little out of the reach of Michael King. Holt moves that one to Luke Brenton, guy that won a championship with Moose Jaw back in 2024. Last year with the Indy Fuel of the ECHL, where he put up 17 points. Looking ahead for Bruce, springs him. He's all over the goaltender, takes a shot, scores! And opening things up, Skylar Bruce. Last year had a terrific rookie season and now gets his first point of the Canada West season.
As you mentioned, Skylar Bruce makes no mistake on that breakaway. Had 15 goals last year as a rookie in Canada West and picks up his first of the season on an absolutely beautiful shot, just beating Cunningham over the glove and in between, or below the glove and over the pad there as the Bisons jump out to a 1-0 lead. That was a phenomenal pass to Spring Bruce there as he was in full stride and made absolutely no mistake.
Skylar Bruce last year in his rookie season was 9th in the league for points, putting up 31, and that would put him 3rd in rookie scoring too as Oline takes this one over for the U of R Cougars. Still awaiting their first shot on net here against Holt, who is without a stick right now. And no matter on that as he sticks out to the glove for his first save and holds it for a draw.
Yeah, Runke just trying to throw that one towards the front of the net, maybe take advantage of Holt missing his stick there, but he does a good job just gloving that one down. But now the Cougars, they got to see if they can answer. I always think that fast starts for the Cougars are key. It's you know, they're a program who's struggled to pick up wins in the last couple of years, so it's easy to lose, it's hard to win. So those quick starts are all the more important, I find.
For the Cougars last year, 5-22-0-1, just 11 points on the season, and of those 5 victories, 2 of them did come against the Bison. So again, a weekend that they have to look at as very winnable, but right now they're trailing 1-0 after that early Skylar Bruce breakaway goal for the Bisons. Next time that these teams meet will be end of November. Manitoba Bisons will return to the Cooperative Arena for November 28th and 29th games. And then they will head to Winnipeg for games 5 and 6 of this series against the teams on February 6th and 7th. Face-off draw won by the Bisons. Back from the point, and seeing that one all the way, it was Cunningham who's going to hold on for another face-off draw.
Nice save there by Cunningham. And I got to say for Cunningham, he's got the best setup I have ever seen for a goalie for the U of R Cougars.
Sharp.
You will not miss him in the net there. So it's the old adage, look good, feel good, play good. And Cunningham, he's got the look good part of it down.
He had a rough start in Calgary last weekend in his season debut, looking to help jump some of those numbers here today and settle things in after allowing that first goal. Quick shot. This one comes out, 8 and 3rd. Another quick clap at that one, playing in his 40th game in Canada West. And the third looked really good out there yesterday, too, as that pass just eludes him, so he's going to have to pick it up back in his own zone. The Bisons make a change. And U of R trying to get back on to the attack. Here's Mac calling. The veteran and trying to get his point total back. Last year just had 4 points in the 23 games played, but Before that, his previous 2 seasons, both in double digits. Rookie season put up 17. The following season put up 14 before a little bit of a drop-off for the third year.
And for Culling, I think last year, you know, if you went back and tracked the amount of shots that hit the crossbar for him, it would have really made his season look different if those were goals.
Puck played along the boards, gets all the way through in traffic. Cunningham making the save there. Culling settles that one down. And then they'll get that just outside the blue line before it's brought right back in by the Bisons. Out in front, lost in some skates. A little tangle up here in the corner. And the puck jumps out there as that one hopped over Evan Toth's stick. And the fourth year will have to retreat back to play. O-line intercepting that one. Jumped in by Dorchuk. The Bisons in the brown with the gold trim. Cougars gold and green. As that one picked up by Ben Bonney. Playing in his second season with the Bisons. The captain, Eric Hauk, will fire it in. Last year had his best when it came to his scoring with 8 goals as a tip out in front by Turner McMillan. McMillan with the assist on the lone Cougars goal yesterday, scored by Carson White, as Toth sends that one across the ice.
Good early pace in this hockey game here. Just a couple of whistles. Both teams skating extremely well as the Cougars again get that puck in deep.
Jackson Doucette just threw that one in towards the net as it hit a Bison skate. Rolled right up to Braden Holt, who is going to hold on for another face-off draw. So we see a shot total 3-3 here with just over 7 minutes gone in the first period in Regina.
And Cougars with a good push after that Bruce goal there, getting some pucks in deep. Now, we did see last night the Cougars, they had 37 shots on goal, but you were saying there, Chase, really not enough high danger chances or second opportunity chances. And we're going to have to see more of that from the Cougars, where it might not be that first shot that goes in, but it's that second and third opportunity. They need to make sure they have guys right there in front of the net.
Holt had a terrific game for the Bisons yesterday, but he was so comfortable in the net. Kept it to the outside for the most part. His rebound control was fantastic too. So the Cougars are going to have to get a little dirty, make things uncomfortable for the netminder too, and see if they can jar something loose. As both teams will use this opportunity to swap up lines.
Yeah, for the Bisons as well, as you mentioned, last year they had 3 players score over 30 points or more. Now they've only lost Riley Stotts from that deadly trio there, but they still have Bruce and Hooker back in the lineup. So those are going to be the 2 big guys that they're going to look to for offense in this weekend set.
Hooker started off the scoring yesterday in the game, and as we already saw tonight, Skylar Bruce opening up the scoring in this evening. And for Hooker, too, he's going to be a guy that you just have to watch. Last year, 17 goals on the season, and where he makes his presence really known is on the power play. Of those 17 goals, 14 of them were power play goals. Led the league by miles in that stat. So this one is shot from the point. Nice stick on that from Rylan Silzer, last year's SHL Player of the Year. First year here for the U of R. Been finding his way as a regular into the lineup. Missed pass there. O-line will take it away. Haul down in the process. No arm goes up on that. Neither team could strike on the power play yesterday. Those some good chances, but it was the PK that would prevail. We've been 5-on-5 for the first 8 minutes here, as the Bisons lead this 1-0. Brennan sent that one across ice. Wieram tries to get that one out. Paul Wieram making his Cougars debut here tonight. Played with the Bulls last year in 59 games, was able to put up 57 points. Before that was just down the road in Notre Dame, where he was a point-per-game player. So that one fired down by Karboletsky. Second year with the Cougars, fourth year of eligibility after a couple years with the University of Alaska. 9 minutes now gone from the game. As McMillan coming in with some speed, drops this one, shot, and was looking to get that right between the glove and the body there, but another great save there by Holt, who holds on and takes that one away from Jaron Brinson.
Yeah, it was a good job by Brinson to step up onto that play and make it a 3-on-2 as they caught the Bisons with a little bit of a sloppy change there. But really the first good chance against Holt. And again, like you mentioned, his rebound control excellent on that, which was a pretty dangerous shot by Brinson. But Holt equally up to the task.
Well, Holt emerged as a starter last year. Doesn't look to be giving up the position this year either, although Matthew Keeper and Cole Plowman behind him have just outstanding stats. Matthew Keeper, a former Pat, last SJHL season was an MVP and goalie of the year. Cole Plowman coming off that MJHL championship with a Steinbach where he was absolutely stunning too. So good problem to have if you're Ward Burnett, the head coach of the Manitoba Bisons, of just such wealth when it comes to goaltending. So the Bisons cut in once again. Shot sailed wide, stays in the zone though. So we approach the halfway point of the first period of play. Pile up of players there trying to jar the puck loose. That one, a good job kept in there by Bourgeois. Linesman was right there to make the call too.
Yeah, we have seen multiple times the Bisons very aggressive with their defensemen, really pinching down on those wingers for the Cougars, not really giving them any time to make a sort of play.
Brinson, guy who made his way around to the WHL with 5 different teams, with a nifty move there behind the net. Bruce coming towards the net once again, pass across, and it just missed on that one. Had a wide open net was Caden Zabletny and could not tuck that one away. So we go to the opposite side. That one hit a leg as Kate Runke fired it towards the net. Some good action on both sides here, but just some missed plays. Didn't actually get it towards the tenders. Back for Bruce. Already on the board with the lone goal. He's knocked down. They'll let it continue on here as Doucette kicked that one out. And the Bisons had to delay on entry to the zone as Bruce was still down and tangled up with Silzer. Trying to center that one, goes off of the leg and comes back out for the U of R. Flicking that one ahead, trying to get it to Carson White. He springs after it. And Holt does a good job to read that play and make sure to come out and play it. Puck back out for Pasternak. Pass behind. Pasternak with a nice backhand, but intercepted by the U of R. Hewer turns that one over as Zach Turner, guy who won the SJHL title with Melford last year, takes it. And now we're going to see our first call going here of the game, and the Bisons will go up on the man advantage.
Yeah, it was Pasternak being hauled down there as the defenseman. We've seen Pasternak multiple times in this game. He's really dancing out there right now with the puck. And that time the Cougars defenseman, looks like it was 8 and 3rd, just stuck the arm out and took him to the ice. So it'll send the Bisons to their first power play of the evening. As you mentioned earlier, they were 0 for 4 on the power play last night, but they were very, very good last year at 28.6%, good for 3rd in Canada West, led by Johnny Hooker. As we take a look at it right there, yeah, that's just getting that free hand out. That's almost the clothesline from WWE.
No, I feel Pasternak with that speed and just the mobility that he's been showing throughout the game too. He's going to be a guy that's going to draw a lot of penalties this year and serve his Bisons well as they are up on the man advantage and looking to increase that lead here. Passing around well here, Manitoba on the man advantage. 30 seconds of it gone now. Puck just bounces up. They keep it alive though. Zapletny found a little bit of room. Lane trying to get something towards the net. They're going to put it back to the rear guard. Shot and tops that water bottle and picked the pocket there. That is Luke Brenton. And the rookie gets his first goal of his Canada West career on the power play.
As we take a look at it here, Brenton doing a great job walking the blue line. The Bisons had excellent puck movement to set that all up, allowed Brenton to come right to the middle of the ice. And you're right, he ripped that one to the top corner, made absolutely no mistake on a puck that I don't think Damon Cunningham ever really saw. He was just going down into the butterfly, hoping that one was going to hit him, but the Bisons looking pretty good on their opening power play, and Brenton makes no mistake to put them up by 2 goals.
It took just about over 30 seconds. They had the control the entire time, and really some great patience on that power play, too, to not rush it. They knew they had a lot of time there and found that perfect shot to put them up here. Here comes Pasternak. Back once again. Back and forth with the Bisons. McMillan over to O-line. And sends it to the opposite side of the ice. Here's Pasternak. Enters the zone, back up right out in front, and that one looked like it might have even hit off the mask, or certainly it sounded like it before it went into the glove of Damon Cunningham.
I think that just went off right off the collar of his glove, essentially, as he had it kind of turned a little bit upside down almost. But again, it's that Pasternak line, as they're really carving through the neutral zone, set up an excellent opportunity. That was basically a breakaway from the hash marks in, and Cunningham with a big save, as you don't want to go down 3-0 here with just about 6 minutes left to go in the first period.
Just wanted a foot race into the corner there. Hayward got to it first, lost his edge in the process, though. Just pushed towards the net. Bison's trying to center this one. Will be kept to the outside. Sending that one in a deep. Carter Bolesky. And Manitoba hasn't been wasting any time in their zone. They're so quick to get it out each and every time, and that's what the Cougars are going to have to start to do here. We have a 5-on-5 shot total and a delayed call here against the U of R, so the Bison's going to be going back on the power play here for the second time.
And we got
about 3 minutes.
A high sticking call here coming to the Cougars as they're checking it out to make sure, see if that drew blood, to see if it's 2 or 4. But it looks like it's going to be Silzer, the defenseman, headed off for 2 minutes or less. And after we saw a phenomenal first power play there from the Bisons, they're headed right back to it again. So, you know, and it is early in the season, trying to feel each other out a little bit, but that is good. They're going to have to watch if Brenton is out there again. He walked that line beautifully before firing home his first goal of the season.
Here's Pasternak with it. The Bisons skate 5-on-4 here. And again, they just have the Cougars in here. Fantastic job of moving the puck. Wide open on the opposite side, deflected high. Looking for Swelikoff. That one intercepted. They'll get a couple whacks at it, though, in front there, and Cunningham will close up on it. 34 seconds off of the power play, and it's looking dangerous once again here for the Bisons.
Absolutely. The puck movement, like you mentioned, is absolutely quick here. And again, like Cunningham, they're getting a lot of chances right in front of Cunningham. So they're able to work that outside passing and eventually get it in tight to that kind of home plate area right around the crease and set up some chances. So the Cougars, I don't know what they need to do, but they need to find a way to break down this power play here for the Bisons.
Swetlikov gained the possession off the draw here for the Manitoba Bisons. Back for Pasternak. Sends the shot over, and save made. And that one will clear after it bounced off of the leg of Jackson and Doucette. So the Cougars get a little chance here to breathe with a minute left of the Bison's power play to go. And Pasternak knocked down, no call on it, as he immediately looked towards the referee. And that allowed the Cougars to clear it and to get a fresh set of legs out there. back to the point. Bison's still a decent amount of time to work with here on the man advantage, trying to extend their lead. And kicked off of Runke's escape, but still held in. Hooker to Pasternak, back to Hooker, winds up, blocker save. And that was the shot that struck 14 times on the power play last year. So a good one there that was much needed by Cunningham to make that save.
Absolutely. This feels like a kill the Cougars had to have, and Cunningham has come up with a couple of big saves.
And
as
the Cougars are going to go on another shorthanded here. So if we got 5-on-3 for the next 9 seconds with the slashing call.
And I think that's going to be Culling is the guilty party who is headed off. And you're right, that was just slashing, got his stick on stick there, and it's just an obvious call for the officials to make once the stick ends up out of the hand of the Bison's player. So big face-off here for the Cougars. If they can win it, essentially gets rid of the 5-on-3, and then another 2 minutes to kill on the 5-on-4.
The PK has to be feeling it at this point here. 3:42 still left in this period. And the big draw there, won by the U of R. They'll send that ripping around the boards. Can't clear it, though, as Brenton was able to get across and keep it in. We're back to 5-on-4. As we have Ryan Silzer back on the ice. Saucer pass, bouncing. Rylan Silver took a stab at it, couldn't clear it. Quick shot from real close towards the net. Cunningham had that one bounce off of his body. Bison's 1:25 to go on in their third power play here in the first period. And a good block there by Silzer. Still can't get it out, though. Rear guards will swap sides, close to the net. Swatting at this one out of mid-air, still loose. That one knocked off of Cunningham. And a great diving play by the goaltender. That one clapped up high, and this is an opportunity here for the U of R Cougars. Cutting in short-handed, hauled down, and at least they are going to go to some 4-on-4 hockey here. And good job there, Carter Boletsky. Probably if he hadn't been at the end of killing off penalty after penalty after penalty, he could have maybe got jump-started, but at least was able to force the call there, as he was tackled down by Luke Brenton.
Brenton again, I think the play wouldn't have been called until that left arm came out kind of and wrapped around Boletsky. As you're right, he was going as fast as he could, but towards the end of a shift just didn't have enough, as after a big one-timer from Brenton, and he absolutely looks like he is the trigger man on that power play. They looked for him twice for a one-timer, a couple times when he's walking the blue line there again. So the Cougars now, I think they've got the scouting report. Brenton, big shot, big guy, great player by the looks of it.
We got 40 seconds to play of 4-on-4 hockey. Then the Cougars will head on to an abbreviated power play. As 2 minutes and change left, 2-on-1 forming for the Bisons, and that was a fantastic save to take that one away from a Hooker.
Now the Bisons, their transition in this first period has been absolutely perfect, as they went through the Cougars like just without being touched essentially. And Cunningham again does a great job out on top of his crease. He's not the biggest goaltender, but very fundamentally sound. Got that one right in the crest, makes another big save for his team, as he's been under siege these last 5 minutes. He's had 3 or 4 really good opportunities against him.
So another 27 seconds to play here of 4-on-4 hockey. Again, big thank you to everyone that joined us for CBC, TELUS, and SaskTel Games of the Week. You can, of course, get that Canada West pass and make sure and follow the U of R, the Manitoba Bisons, any of your collegiate teams all season long. Bouncing puck comes out for Silzer. Cougars now on the power play for 1:13. As O-line hits a man in front, couldn't get that shot through. Sails it around. A little bit of a weird bounce off the stanchion, but stays in. Good job there on McMillan. sent a little bit of a deflection out in front, but Holt right there to make the better save. 40 seconds, Cougars power play here, trailing 2-0. Power play has certainly been a struggle for the start of the season and dating back last year as well, where the Cougars were only operating at 10.8%, which was last in the league. Calling drops this one back. Here's Heward. Back to Calling. They got 15 seconds to go with the man advantage as Calling fires that one and it goes up off of the stick and into the netting. So we'll whistle this one down. Cougars will be able to set up one more time in the zone on the power play. As we're into the final minute of play here in the first.
Yeah, 11 seconds left on this first Cougars power play. You mentioned it, they were 0 for 3 last night. So you take a look at Calling, just trying to get to the middle of the ice. It looks like, you know, they are trying to simplify a little bit, just get some pucks towards Holt, create a little bit of chaos in front of him. As this first period, again, it's been fairly easy going for Holt here. He's had to make some saves, but nothing too terribly difficult.
Oh, even yesterday, faces close to 40 shots, but his defensemen do such a wonderful job of clogging up those lanes, getting those sticks in the way, too, and anything that the Cougars are really shooting ends up just, as we saw in that last play, deflecting off and into the net. So the Cougars didn't have the full opportunity on the power play, but now 0 for 1 with the man advantage as we're in the final seconds here of the first period of play. Skating back 5-on-5 hockey. Silver will send that one towards net, bounces around. Pilecki chops that back to the opposite side, trying to get something out in front. And that is going to bring an end here to the first period as the buzzer goes. Couple checks afterwards. Carson White maybe trying to stir the pot to get a little bit of motivation going in here to intermission. So 2-0. The Bisons are in the lead right now after that Skylar Bruce breakaway goal to start things up, and then it would be Luke Brenton on the power play. We will break for the first intermission, and we'll be back. It is Canada West Week 2 here from Regina, hosting the Manitoba Bisons.
Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big star. Underground method. Top-notch hoes, get the most, nothing less. Straight terror.
Games evolve. Players evolve. Teams evolve. And fans, they evolve too. But our team pride, it hasn't changed. In fact, it is the very thing that connects us. And united, we play.
For 60 years, this game has defined Canadian university football. A tradition rooted in heart, grit, and pride. This year, the Vanier Cup returns to the West, to the heartland of football. Regina is ready. Let's show them how we do football. More than a game, it's tradition.
Sometimes you give people the eyeball test when it's the first time you meet them, and my first thought was like, oh, she looks like she can kick the crap out of a football. is kind of the move on it.
Welcome to IG Field here in Winnipeg. This is a massive game for both of these teams.
Leading up to the game, I was getting pretty nervous.
Maya Turner, the first female to play in a U Sports game.
I just had to perform well. I was representing women in football.
Viewers, we are about to witness history.
I wanted this just to be business as usual, but I knew it wasn't. You could just feel it in the whole stadium.
Maya Turner is coming in for a field goal.
I don't think anybody overlooked what the moment was. That kicker that's going on there is a girl.
Snap is good. The hold is good. Maya Turner has...
Maya practiced but did not play during her first season in 2022. But won the competition for the first string job partway through her second season.
September 23rd against University of Regina was a huge game for us. It was a must-win game for us, literally.
I just wanted to go kick, you know, I felt like I was ready.
Viewers, we are about to witness history.
You could feel it on our bench. I mean, it was just focus.
Maya Turner is coming in for a field goal. Snap is good. The hold is good. Maya Turner has just made history.
Despite the moment, the game was far from over. Went into double overtime, tied at 24.
I kind of started to realize that this game might come down to me.
It was almost at a point where we needed somebody to step up and just call a game.
It's Maya Turner into this football game.
I need to make this. If I don't, we lose.
I just remember, go win us this game. You're our kicker. Hit it.
Can she go 2 for 2? No doubt about it, Maya Turner. The Manitoba Bisons win 27-24. Maya Turner, take a bow, young woman.
I told her how proud I was of her, and I said, yeah, I'm going to get choked up here. She went out there and friggin' nailed it and kicked the game-winning field goal.
Maya remained the Bison's first-string kicker the rest of the season, becoming one of the most accurate at her position in all of U Sports, and in the process showed everyone she belongs.
You give me 55 Maya Turners and I'll give you a championship in whatever sport you're on.
She demanded respect. You know, in a football locker room, you can be liked. It's easy to be liked, but to be respected is something else, and she earned that respect fast.
She's the real deal. This wasn't about giving somebody some token opportunity. This was about performance. This was about results.
When I found football, like, it really motivated me. It was something that I genuinely loved to do, and it was something to work at. Something I would have never thought possible. Wow, like, I'm a football player.
I'm Dev Panchal. I'm a fourth-year film student at the U of R. I came here in Regina back in 2017 from India and finished my high school here, and I'm here since then. So the creative media team at the University of Regina is made up of students from all different faculties, and we are responsible for live event broadcasting for events at the university, which include our convocations for spring and fall, and our varsity sports events, any other events happening at the U of R. So my current role with the creative media team is a director and switcher. So I switch cameras, I am in communication with the team staff, I make sure that everything is operated nice and smooth, and I'm responsible for whatever goes onto the broadcast. And I think this has expanded my skills, so I can not only go into film and TV, but also get a career in this live event broadcasting. I think my biggest learning since involvement in the team is my people skills. I think I have interacted with a lot of students from different faculties, different backgrounds, which I was not able to get in my own class. And I think just talking to people, learning from them, learning from their experiences is a skill I value. So this hands-on learning experience has helped me open doors off campus. Some of them is working with the sports team, such as Saskatchewan Roughriders and other media production companies in the province. I think creating media team is a great opportunity for hands-on learning, just because it gives you the opportunity to expand on your skill sets. Everyone brings different skills to the table, so I think they all come together to create a collaborative work environment. So I would recommend all students to explore hands-on learning opportunities that are present to them.
Brad Horning Legacy Fund at the University of Regina is doing something that I think is very fitting for our student athlete. It's creating scholarships in Brad Horning's name, and one of them is a scholarship for a student athlete with the women's hockey team, and one's for a student athlete with the Cougar men's hockey team. Brad was a wonderful example for students in terms of being a tremendous athlete. He was a tremendous student in terms of his academics. He was a leader and someone who persevered in the face of very substantial challenges. And that's certainly an example that all students should be able to follow at our university.
The ESIM program is an international sport marketing and industry class in Madrid, Spain. So 15 of us from U of R got to go to Madrid, Spain for 10 days and do this program.
Studying abroad was everything I expected it to be. It was interesting, meaningful, and of course educational. For me, sport management is all about networking and making connections, and the class on international sport marketing just did that. And I now have the knowledge of international sport marketing and the connections to utilize in my future.
My experience was a 10 out of 10. It was lots of fun. I'm a human kinetics student, so it's a lot of anatomy and physiology, but it was just nice to learn about my degree in a different country.
I would tell someone interested in studying abroad simply to just do it. I now have connections internationally from not just Spain, but people from Finland, Germany, Austria, you name it.
I would say don't think about it twice and just hop on, because it's a really good experience and you never know what you can get out of it.
I took the Public Relations Certificate through continuing education at the U of R. I was looking for a career change, and it's really opened a lot of opportunities and doors for me since. What I liked most about the PR certificate was the online delivery. The Public Relations Certificate is 100% online. My PR certificate experience was incredible. The instructors are real-world communicators, and all the projects really enhanced my communication skills. The PR certificate paved the way for me to pursue my passion.
Discover your passions and prepare for the future at the University of Regina in the faculties of Arts, Science, and Media Art and Performance.
Expand your horizons through fieldwork or internships, dig into ancient questions or cutting-edge debates, all while sharpening your critical thinking and communication skills in the Faculty of Arts.
Experiment and discover with the Faculty of Science. Learn how to analyze and research and gain hands-on experiences in our laboratories, cooperative work terms, and pre-professional programs.
Explore in the studio, meet fellow creators, and experience new ways to express yourself in the Faculty of Media, Art, and Performance.
Learn new approaches and experience new perspectives to help your creative expression flourish.
No matter which faculty you join, you'll develop skills for success
and have gained new hands-on experiences to help you find the right path for you as you move forward into the future.
Wait a minute, get it how you live it.
Welcome back in as we get ready to start off the second period of play. Taking a look at some of the highlights from the first period here on Canada West Week 2 action. And a lot of pressure here from the Manitoba Bisons. It's been a nice starting for Cunningham, too. He let 2 goals in, but has stood up a big when he needs to. Bruce, on the other end, too. Holt making some decent saves, but it's been kept to the outside for the most part. The Cougars just wanted to get that a little more traffic going, get a little more pressure towards the Tanady.
Yeah, absolutely. They've made it far too easy on Holt. Haven't made him make a couple of good saves on rebounds or anything like that. And as we've seen with the Bisons, it's been their transition game and their work through the neutral zone, which has given the Cougars all sorts of fits. Just so much speed coming through.
The goal on the power play there.
Yeah, there's a great shot by Brent, and we saw him a couple of times. Big defenseman, 6'4". He's going to be a problem here in Canada West, as that's one of Cunningham's great first period saves there, as he had to come up big quite a few times to keep this just at a 2-goal deficit for the Cougars.
We're talking in the intermission. The shot total, very similar here, as you see Pasternak slicing and dicing once again, drawing some calls, but the shot total 12-11 for the Bisons. But as you've kind of gathered from the replay, very different shots from each side of the ice. That was Valesky drawing a penalty for the Bisons too, that would put it to 4-on-4 hockey.
Yeah, it was just Brinson, who I would say for the Cougars had the only high danger shot as he jumped into a 3-on-2. Otherwise, for the Bisons, we were saying like it could have easily been 5-0 if not for the work of Damon Cunningham.
You know, he has been doing a terrific here. And it gives us a bit of an opportunity, too, to look at our out-of-town scoreboards. This is just one of 4 games going here across Canada West. McEwen off to an early start here against the Alberta Golden Bears. And that is not an easy task to put the 3-0 Golden Bears down, but still a lot of hockey to go there. We do have an update. That Mount Royal game is now 1-0 for the Cougars over the Dinos. And then later tonight, you'll see UBC and Trinity is, of course, that one on the West Coast. So for the time change there, we'll still be waiting here for the scores across the West.
Yeah, it's a good couple of rivalry weekends with the Battle of Edmonton and the Battle of Calgary taking place this weekend between those 4 clubs, as you know, makes for a good game there.
Battle of BC at the bottom.
Battle
there
of BC,
too,
yeah, there we go. If only we had the Huskies against the Cougars, it'd be all provincial rivals going tonight.
I still always say, you know, you do have that good provincial rivalry between the Cougars and the Huskies, but I think this one rivals it just as much, especially because these two teams have kind of been a little closer to each other in the standings over the years too. The Huskies, that's going to be the next action that the Cougars see. They'll be on the bye week next week, and then they will have the home against Saskatoon, October 24th, starting off in Saskatoon, and then the 25th they'll be back here at the Cooperator Center with the Huskies in town. For the Bisons, they're going to be headed home for their home opener next weekend, taking on the Calgary Dinos. And if the Bisons have their way after tonight too, both those teams looking to have undefeated records here. As that one just skirted out in front, Carson White getting a couple chips at that one before he's hauled down to the ice. And that was what we were talking about, the Cougars really wanting to get that grittiness going here in the second period of play.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Cougars needed, and no surprise, Carson White, he always finds himself in the middle of in front of the net. You can see 1, 2, 3 hacks before the Bison's defender says enough of that and tosses him to the ground. But, you know, that was just good hard work there by the Cougars, getting that puck to the front of the net and see if they can push that one essentially in there, as they're going to have to cut into this Bison's lead here at some point.
Carson White led the team last year with 18 points, already has 2 goals on the young season here, including that one last night. As that one just hopped over the blue line there, misplayed by the rear guard for the U of R Cougars. Two 2-0. Bison's lead after the first period. Cougars almost get an opportunity there to close the gap, but now they will be going up on the power play, it looks like. As you saw Cole Weir made his Cougars debut, making his way towards the net, and again hauled it down in the process.
That's good work again there by Weirin. That's a good way to endear himself to his coach, or maybe not, as it looks like Weirin is actually going to be the guilty party headed off there, as I think he was called on the strip as his stick just got into the gloves of the Bison's defender. So it's going to actually send the Bisons to the power play here. And as we saw in that first period, it's a really, really good power play, you know, between Hooker, Bruce, and now we see Brenton on the back end. It's going to be a lethal power play all season.
It looked hopeful for a moment there for the U of R, as now Belitsky makes a nice move, cuts towards the net, And the save made there, and Holt was looking to keep that going for a second. But Valesky, that's the second opportunity he's had shorthanded. The first one he drew a penalty, and this one had a little more jump in his step, just getting onto the ice here to kill the penalty.
Yeah, Beletsky with good speed, able to dangle his defender and get through, but that one just out of his reach as Holt, ever aware, snaps that one up. But for the Cougars, they'll be happy just to have this face-off 200 feet away from Cunningham.
As good as that Bison's power play was last year, they did surrender 6 shorthanded goals against them, too. That was the second worst in the league, only behind the U of R Cougars, who surrendered at 7 when up 5-4. Now the Bisons will set things back up again. Pasternak loses his footing. Allery has his pass skip out. About 45 seconds gone here of the power play as the Bisons cut towards the net. Here's Pasternak. Hands this one right back. Svetlikov looking for Pasternak at the blue line. Goes across for Hooker, winds this one up. Hit his stick and slowed a little bit on the way there before Cunningham made the save. Back to the point again. The shot pass intercepted by U of R. Couldn't get that one cleared though. Now off the boards, and that one will fly out of the zone. Pass broken up by U of R once again, and they'll get a couple fresh legs out there. And here's McMillan. He's got Doucette with him. 2-on-1, and Doucette was going back to McMillan, and that pass was intercepted. Doucette had a shorthanded goal last weekend in Calgary. Final 10 seconds of the power play here for the Bisons. Over to Pasternak once again. And Aiden Third got his stick in the way of that one and chipped it up into the netting. So there is 1 second left on the power play. So we'll set things up 5-on-4 before the Cougars will jump back onto the ice with 5 guys.
Again, another dangerous power play for the Bisons. As I don't know if the Cougars, if they're going to have to switch something up here and maybe get a little bit more aggressive and just force them to make that pass a little bit sooner, but they just seem to be moving that puck around basically at will. It's either that puck is moving or the players are moving. It's extremely hard to defend, but you can see why they were so good as Cunningham with a nice save right off that face-off as Boucher ripped that one towards the net as he was trying to get one more power play opportunity there as Wigan makes his way across the ice over to the bench, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey.
I will say the Cougars at that time actually got some clears, though. A couple opportunities nearly popped up shorthanded, too. So the PK was looking a little better than it had with those previous 3 that were having them pinned in their zone the entire time. But, yeah, they certainly have their work cut out with them if they're giving the Bisons those man advantages. That one sent deep in by Manitoba. The visiting team back with the puck. To the point. Here's Brenton having a great game here. Goal and an assist. Oak was looking for Pierce on that one before he was taken back by Brenton. And we got a breakaway opportunity cutting towards the net. Layton got in there, and then a loose puck comes out. Cunningham makes the save. Puck still loose. And the Cougars were able to track that down, and Wieram gets it out to Hulk again before he loses it.
Another huge save there by Cunningham to keep this at a 2-goal game, as it was the old breakaway drop pass to the other guy, and Cunningham did an excellent job not overcommitting, makes another big save. As again, the Bisons, just their transition from defense to offense is just killing the Cougars in this game.
Cougars look across for Houck. That one a little too high in the air, bounce over his stick, and that one will be cleared by the Bisons. So no icing on it as they missed on the pass. 4.5 gone here of the second period of play. Manitoba with that 2-0 lead, couple goals in the first period. Zaplenki looking for Allery. He had the game winner yesterday. Steele tries to get that one across. Still swatting away at that one before it comes back out again for Manitoba. As a battle ensues behind the net, comes loose. Steele will send that one down the length of the ice. Steele, a reunion with his old coach, Trevor Keeper, in his first season with the U of R. They won some championships in Red Deer in the ACAC, and that was kind of mentality they were hoping Trevor Keeper would really bring into the U of R Cougars, just that winning culture, as he was top of his league the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Keeper, you're right, trying to build that similar culture here in Regina, getting a chance to step up to that next level from the ACAC. And he's kind of talked about this. For the Cougars here to have success this season, it's going to have to be a complete team effort. As Cunningham, again, makes a nice save as that one just squirts out in front. The issue with the Cougars last couple of years, and it might be similar this year, it's going to be scoring goals. They've got a lot of great, hard-working players, but they don't have that one guy that they can say, go out and get us 2 goals tonight. We really need it. And that's going to be continuation here until they find that guy. The recruiting, he's been finding players from all over, it seems like. So a little bit different philosophy, and I'm excited to see what he can bring to the U of R.
11 new recruits this year for the U of R. As he handed that one over to Calling. Deflected out in front, wide shot, save made somehow. Holt got that one. There was a yawning cage. The goal light was ready to do its work, and that was kept out.
There was nothing, and then there was Braden Holt, as we're going to take a look at it here. We couldn't quite see that time, but it looked like there was a slight fumble right before the Cougars got the opportunity there and just allowed Holt that extra half a second to extend that blocker arm out, and he got a piece of it, and that is his best save of the evening here to keep this a 2-0 Bisons lead.
14:15 on the clock here for the second period, as Boletsky's going to get asked to leave the face-off circle. So Wieram will take it. Draw does make its way back to the point for the U of R. Another shot. Blocker punches that one out. That one is sticked away. As U of R trying to build on a little momentum here. But now it will be taken out and across center ice by the Bisons. Matt Chemis into the corner with the puck momentarily there, making his Cougars debut too. Coming off the season in the SHL with Melville Millionaires, where he put up 29 points. As Boletsky lost that one, his teammates were swapping lines. He'll head to the bench now. Make that change himself. Taken by Pierce, lost it right away though. Far pass up ahead, and that one's going to be an icing, so we'll head back to the other side of the rink. We were talking about recruiting-wise to U of R with 11 first-years on the team, and it's a young core. They have 5 second, third, and fourth years, each of those with 5, and then 3 fifth-years as well. And on the other side, too, for the herd here, Manitoba, very young team, 13 first-years, 7 second-years, and then just 3 third-years, 3 fourth-years, and 2 fifth-years as a 2-on-1 develops here for the Bisons. Quick shot goes high. And the Cougars catch a little bit of a break there.
Yeah, they do, as that 2-on-1, the defenseman blew a tire right at the blue line, allowed them to go in untouched. And again, we see Cunningham. It's early in the season for his U Sports career, but he's very composed. He didn't back himself in. He was right on top of his crease there, forced them to try and go high up over the shoulders. There was no room there. And again, it's been Cunningham. If the Cougars do come back in this game, we're going to think back to probably 5 or 6 great saves by him that kept us at a 2-goal deficit.
And the coach's pool of those new additions, that was kind of the keys for the U of R Cougars, was Damon Cunningham, Justin Merrick, and Ross Harlick, the 3 goaltenders, to really kind of solidify between the pipes. And both of these teams could easily have any of their three tenders starting. It looks like Holt's kind of the only one that's locked up that spot, but as we said before, the Bisons have some great players behind him too, chomping at the bit to get an opportunity.
And it's good to have that competition between those goaltenders there, as long as it's all for the team and everything like that. You know, it's good to have good, healthy competition to want those starts. So it's going to be the best man who's out there, he's going to play.
O-line sends that one to Steele. A good job there to grab that one behind his back and get it over to Jackson Doucette before he's pushed off the puck. We're inside 12 minutes left here in the second period. Took the Cougars about 43 minutes to get a goal on the board yesterday, as they're still trying to get their first one here tonight. Here's Jackson Doucette with it. Drops this one across. Nice move to get it out in front. It's loose. O-line will pick it up. Puts it across, top of the circle. Matt Calling shot, and that one seen the entire time by Holt, who makes another brilliant save.
Yeah, Holt does a good job stepping up there as the Cougars getting a few more dangerous opportunities there. It was a good job by O-line to hold on to that puck there and make that play across. But again, Holt read the play incredibly well, comes well out of his crease, makes the save, and now we'll have a face-off just to the right of him.
An Eastern Division matchup here on their Thanksgiving weekend. We'll look at the divisions coming up here next whistle, too, as they have swapped once again. Last year was the first year that they went to an East-West, and it's going to be on a rotating basis. But, of course, these two squads will essentially always find themselves in the East. Their counterparts are just going to change up a little bit. As Calling brings that puck out. Go length of the ice before his shot goes up into the netting. So as we were saying with East and West Division, so Calgary and Mount Royal have moved into the East this year, joining Regina, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan, who will kind of anchor the East and then have a little bit of rotation here and there. And for the West, the Golden Bears and McEwen have now went out into the West Division, joining UBC and Trinity. So pretty much CFL style of East and West with an uneven number of teams. And that just means that these squads will be seeing each other plenty of times throughout the regular season, with 6 matchups scheduled of the 28 games.
Yeah, I think it's good. It keeps those regional rivalries alive and well, as we've seen these two teams over the year really have some great battles, and it's good to see that they're going to continue into the future.
Now counting preseason, this is the 6th game they've already played against each other throughout this season, and preseason games, the Cougars would have finished a 1-1-1-1 record against the Bisons.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Regulation win, regulation loss, a overtime loss, a overtime shootout. As that one fired towards Cunningham, rebound comes out. That looked juicy, but it got away. And now here's McMillan. He's all by himself. He trips up there, and he's going to draw a penalty. I don't know if that blade got under his stick or if he kind of just blew a tire, but either way, the arm went up, and the Cougars are going to go on their second power play here of the game.
Yeah, it was a good job there by McMillan, just attacking with a ton of speed, though. It kind of forced the Bison's defender to get his stick into the feet of the attacking player. So Cougars now with a good chance here to get something going on the power play, start to cut into that lead a little bit here. We did see they had a couple of decent chances on their first power play in the first period there. They need to continue that, get some more pucks towards Holt.
So the first year, Bourgeois is going to be off into the box here. And the Cougars will see if they can get their first goal of the game here on the power play. And that one stays out somehow. It looked like it was tipped up. It's still not whistled down, still loose. Cougar took a high stick in front of the net, too. I don't think we're going to get any call on that one.
No, I think that was Pierce who got the high stick there. And, yeah, that was inches away from going in here. We'll see if we can take a look at it on the replay. It's a great shot from the point and comes straight. And then Holt with an excellent save on Houck as he was Johnny on the spot there. But Holt, that left leg just kicked out extremely fast to keep his shutout intact in this game. But Cougars a good initial 19 seconds on that power play. As you can see what happens when you get pucks towards the front of the net.
Oh, that looked like it was in. I'm sure if we were in the NHL, like that would be going to Toronto right now, and we'd be looking at that replay over and over again. But we'll continue on here. There was a little bit of a discussion within the Cougars bench. That could have also been questioning the high stick that happened in the process of the play too. But we will continue 5-on-4 here for the U of R, as the Bisons will skip that one and down the length of the ice, and over 30 seconds now gone for this Cougars power play. Up to Colin. Drops this one right back. Bjorklund to Calling. Sends that one along the boards. Hewar's going to have to settle it. Avoids the check. Doucette couldn't get enough of that one to calm it down behind the net, and that one will skirt out, and yeah, Heward can't get around to play that one, so he'll pick it up in his own end. Less than a minute to go on the U of R power play. Hometown Cougars with some speed, cutting towards the net. Couldn't get a shot away on that one, though.
Looks like the Cougars are saying that one went straight out here, as the officials are going to meet up to see. And I think they are saying that that one was deflected out, so no call there on the Bisons, much to the Cougars protesting. But now down to 40 seconds left on this Cougars power play. They've got to see if they can get a little bit better entries into the zone. That's really what's been killing them. They haven't been able to get that puck settled down and really set up here. And unfortunately, that face-off won just a little bit too cleanly all the way down to the Cougar zone.
So Cunningham will come out to play it. Sends that one around for Silzer. Pierce ahead with it. Up to Steele. Just 20 seconds for the Cougars to set something up here on the power play. Pinned along the boards. It will finally come loose. Nice move to go back to the circle. Pierce overskated that one. Came back for it now. 5 seconds to go. Out in front. Trying to find Jackson Steele, but couldn't get a shot away on that one. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey, as Pierce shoots that one into the midsection of Holt. So the Cougars now 0 for 2 with the man advantage. A couple great opportunities there, but they will stay off the score sheet.
Yeah, again, that Cougars power play just unable to quite break through. They had the great opportunity right off the start. They forced Holt to make, 3 or 4 really good saves in the second period here. So it's been a much better effort, and opportunity-wise, just still not getting quite rewarded on the scoreboard.
Face-off taken by the road team. As Lane dumps it in, he's got himself on the score sheet with an assist this evening. One lost in the skates of Bolesky for a moment before he finds it, dumps it in. Holt lost that one. They'll set the U of R up. And a shot well wide of the net from Brenson. Bolesky flips that one to the point. Around the boards it went. A little soft shot on the net. Brenson jumps up. Looked for a moment that he might have kept that one in. But offside is what it is whistled down for. So both teams will get a line change.
And Brenson showing off the good vertical there anyways, as he was able to snap that puck out of the air, but unfortunately just outside the Bison zone. So lead to a face-off that looks like we'll have Runke digging in to take it for the U of R Cougars.
Runke takes that one away from King. Cougars will get it right back in. Along the boards, big check there. Taken back by Doucette, was looking glove side, and good job Holt just following that play. As he flips it back to the ref for another face-off.
Yeah, and this is the first time we've seen the Cougars in this second period here, they've kind of broken down that quick transition game from the Bisons by getting their forecheck going a little bit, taking away time and space, making sure they can't make that one pass, even though if they can see it, it might not be perfect tape to tape anymore if they've got to bounce it off the boards. And just that extra half second has made a big difference.
Back to the point. Shot through traffic. Scooters score on that one. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It is being waved off here.
The shot was taken by Heward, and it looked to be fairly incidental contact on hold. We'll take a look at it here, hopefully get a good replay.
That puck seemed like it was in the net before Doucette kind of bumped into him, so they're going to have a little bit of a discussion here. I think that was Aiden Third that had it on the corner and beat him cleanly, and Doucette did run into it, but no goal is what they're saying.
I got a feeling if this was in the NHL, you might have the old challenge flag coming out here, as if they could take a second look at that, it looked like that contact was fairly minor, and you're right, it might have been after the puck was already past Holt that there was any sort of contact.
And we will say too, so the referees here, they don't have access to any of this video replay. They just kind of have to talk it over to themselves and what they saw. But yeah, they don't get to go upstairs with it. They don't get to slow it down or anything like that. And when you call it off right off the start, it's certainly a hard one to reverse. So that's a hard one for the Cougars to swallow here too, as the face-off draw will also come outside.
Yeah, and again, you know, that's the Cougars, that's exactly what they need to do. They just got that puck to the point, got it towards Holt. They did everything right there, and that's, like I mentioned, that's a heartbreaker for that one not to be counted, as they just kind of got to recollect themselves and keep the effort going.
Couple great opportunities here in this second period, but that goose egg will remain on the score clock for the U of R Cougars, as that one gets over the blue line. And here, the fans in the Cooperators Arena, you can feel the anger coming off of them right now, as they've had a couple of choice words here in the second period.
And like mentioned, it's a tough call for the officials right in the heat of that moment. They see Holt get a little bit spun around there, so it's I think that natural feeling just to call that goal off, but Cougars just got to keep pressing.
Here's Carson White with it. 18 points last season, 2 already this season. Both goals this year, as White delivers a big hit. Canada West Hockey, always streaming with Canada West TV. You can sign up for your subscription if you're watching today from home with the CBC, TELUS, or SaskTel Game of the Week. Thank you so much for being here. As part of that Thanksgiving weekend, and we've had our fill here of some great hockey. This was right where we sat, the same score yesterday evening too, when these teams matched up. It wasn't until the beginning of the third period before the Cougars would strike, and the Bisons would win last night with a 2-1 victory.
Like I say, it's always an entertaining game between these two squads here. And then you say, just, you know, the overall quality of Canada West hockey that we get to see here in Western Canada, it's phenomenal. You know, excellent players, high quality Western Hockey League players from junior A leagues around the Canada as well. And it's excellent hockey. If you've never been out to a rink to see it, I implore anybody to come out and watch some Canada West hockey, as it looks like the Cougars are going to be headed to a power play here, as an interference call looks to be assessed to the Bisons.
Brenton making his case, but that's an argument he's not going to win, so he will be off here, as he knocked down, I believe that was Turner McMillan. So the Cougars will go on their third power play here of the game.
Yeah, Brenton just kind of cruising through the middle of the ice there. I think that might have tried to be one of those accidentally on purpose collisions. And for the U of R, if you're going to get anybody to sit in the penalty box, Brenton's a great guy for it. 6'4" defenseman, covers a lot of range, played some pro hockey, as I mentioned, last year with the Indy Fuel in the East Coast Hockey League, and won a championship with the Moose Jaw Warriors.
Here the Cougars go, as the Doucette fired that one, and another save made by Holt. And this one cleared the length of the ice. Calling bubbles that puck briefly. And we'll get it back. He's already swarmed by Lane, putting on some good pressure and helped tick down some time on this power play for the U of R. Heward ahead for Collin. They enter the zone. Back to Heward. Winds up with a shot and blocker save made. Heward looking for his first goal of the season. He's got 2 assists so far. Bjorklund will look his way through, and that one gloved down as he sprung up, and another save for Holt. And we've been singing his praises all game long here. He's a guy that also had 2 NHL camps with Toronto and Nashville, so certainly a high-profile player that has his team still sitting 2-0.
Yeah, you can see why. He was a starting goaltender both with the Everett Silvertips and the Victoria Royals in the Western Hockey League, and very good at
Pierce takes a shot. Rebound comes out. Hope can't grab this one, though. A minute left to go here on the power play for the U of R Cougars. Another clear from the Bisons. They'll change lines. King and Zapletny will come onto the ice to help kill the remainder of this penalty. Steele sends it to the captain, Haupt. Eric Haupt cutting towards the net. Couldn't get there for the shot, though. He had 8 goals last season, which led the U of R. Here's Silzer. Finding some space. Hard shot. Missed, though. Goes across. Steele deflected right out in front, trying to push this one through. It comes out. Went 5-hole, but the opposite direction. And now the pushing and shoving here in front of the net as tempers starting to fly as Bison's not liking how close they are getting to their goaltender, but this is exactly kind of what the Cougars wanted to do in this game, really drag their team into it. And it's a game that if they're going to get some points here, they got to do it crawling through the mud.
Yeah, Jackson Steele there was right in the middle of that. Just trying to poke that puck in as it went through Holt there, as we have, looks like we have one player going off for the Cougars. I think, was that Eric Pierce headed off?
And Caden Zapletny for the Bisons are both going to be taken off here. Let some cooler heads prevail. Cougars still have a little bit of time left here on the power play, just 12 seconds, but with the face-off deep in the Bisons' territory, perhaps a chance to get something done here. Boletsky will be in to take the face-off draw for the U of R. And he's going to be going against Jackson Arpin.
Head coach keeper getting a little bit of an explanation from the official there just on the penalties. Trying to figure it out there, I think, as to why Pierce was taken off there as well. Looks to be a spirited conversation by the looks of it.
Oh, the players are ready to go. Looks like they were caught a little off guard, too. Both of them were looking back at the discussion that was happening at the bench. Out in front, Boletsky can't get that shot away, and we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. Again, some good opportunities here for the Cougars. They've been knocking on the door all second period as Heward loses his edge. Still flipped it out in front. Now the Bisons, 4 attackers come down the ice. Puck just rolled up the stick there. Lane looking back to the point. A little backhanded back looking for Lane, but some Cougars disrupting that one. U of R, you can see now leading the shot total as Bjorchuk comes in. And again, just going to calm things down there is Brandon Holt, who holds on for the face-off draw. Having another outstanding game. Yesterday, he faced 37 saves, 37 shots, made 36 saves, a .973 save percentage to start the year for him, as the Bisons did start week 1 on the bye. So this is their first action over the weekend here. Next weekend, they will return to Winnipeg for their home opener with the Calgary Dinos in town. Another shot by the Cougars from the point, just looking to see if they can get that deflection out in front. Doucette over to Runke. Runke brings it in, and shot save made there. Aiden third with just that casual knockdown on Evan Toth, who you can see Toth barking away there, number 8 for the Bisons.
Yeah, that was like you say, the old drive-by cross-check there by third as he goes by, and this is what, me? I didn't do anything. I'm just over here now.
Real casual.
Yeah, as the Cougars, again, doing a good job. There were some big fights right in front of Holt. They're making a little bit of difficulty in his life, turning some pucks over now and getting some pucks towards him. So the Cougars, this second period has been a far difference from the first.
Holt last year in his rookie season did get that one shutout, and that was against the U of R. As Hooker has that one and taken away from him. Now Svetlikov takes a shot. Cunningham makes a save. He hadn't really had too much action in the last little while, but still looking sharp.
And not an easy save for Cunningham to just jump back into play there. A shot right from point blank.
100 seconds left to go here in the second period of play. As losing an edge there, and it looks like we're going to have a call going.
Yeah, it's a tripping call there, and again, it's Dawson Pasternak who draws it, as he was, again, dangling around the offensive zone there and forced the stick of the Cougars player.
Cade
Runke. So with 1:31 left here, that dangerous Bisons power play is going to get a little bit of an opportunity. If they don't score, they'll carry over 29 seconds into the third period with some fresh ice.
Haven't seen a goal yet in the second period. Both Bison's goals coming in the first. The last one they scored was on the power play. That was their first power play of the game, now on to their 5th opportunity here. And they'll see if they can give themselves a 3-0 lead as we get closer to the intermission. Over to Bonnie. Gets his shot away. Glove save. Cunningham flashing at the leather and making it look pretty.
Yeah, a little how do you do there save by Cunningham. Makes a nice little windmill save there, one of his better ones of the night, as he again comes way out and snaps that one right out of the air with the glove hand.
That was just the first 14 seconds of the power play for the Bisons. Again, they just do such a wonderful job of staying with that possession, getting those shots towards the net. Very patient, very dangerous out there. Another shot, pad save, loose rebound comes out, and their point in that one is in. Just dribbled past Cunningham. And as it came loose, one of the Bisons was able to touch it in, and if we're going by the flyby here, that is going to be Tanner Willick.
I think you're right. It might have been the last touch on there, or was it Grady Lane there? I'm not sure. Either way, it looks like Lane is celebrating like that one is his goal there.
I don't think Lane got a piece of it, though. We'll wait
we'll
to see what they...
Rather, it was kind of a pinball wizard after a good save there by Cunningham, trying to sweep that puck out. It looked like went off a leg of one of the Cougars defenders before going back into the net. So again, it was the puck moving there by the Bisons, opened up some shooting lanes, gets that puck towards Cunningham, and they pick up their 3rd goal of the evening and 2nd on the power play.
And a tough one in there for the Cougars, who had really been pushing throughout this period. Looked like they were going to get themselves on the board, had that disallowed goal, had that other one ping out of the top that they thought might have went in as well. But the Bisons sticking to the game here, and again rewarded on the power play. And they're seeing if they can extend that lead right now. Zapling drops this one back. Toth across. That one bounced off of a skate. Stays in, though. That will hop the length of the ice for an icing call. With 13.5 left here in the second period. 3-0. Bisons now lead after their 2nd power play goal.
The Cougars just flipped that one down. Might have been better off to see if they could just kill off these last 13 seconds rather than give the Bisons one more offensive zone face-off, as they are looking to head into this second intermission just down 3 goals.
Now, final seconds of play here. That one taken away by Houck. And that will bring a conclusion to our first 40 minutes of play here. The Bisons now with a 3-0 lead. Cougars have their work cut out for them in the last 20 minutes of play, but anything and everything usually does happen here in Canada West Hockey, so don't go anywhere. We got the third period and conclusion here from Regina. Cougars at home trailing to the visiting Manitoba Bisons 3-0 after 2 periods.
Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big star. Underground method, top-notch hoes, get the most, nothing listen. Straight to raw.
Games evolve. Players evolve. Teams evolve. And fans, they evolve too. But our team pride, it hasn't changed. In fact, it is the very thing that connects us. And united, we play.
For 60 years, this game has defined Canadian university football. A tradition rooted in heart, grit, and pride. This year, the Vanier Cup returns to the West, to the heartland of football. Regina is ready. Let's show them how we do football. More than a game, it's tradition.
We are at Thunderchild First Nation, and we are at their brand new wellness center, athletics facility, I guess. It's a rink slash basketball court slash pretty much every sport you could think of. I feel like a lot of the kids out here maybe don't know that university hockey is a thing, or even like university women's hockey is a thing. Never really had a team actually come out and like do kind of an inter-squad game or even just like a university level game in my hometown. So I think it'll be a good kind of eye-opener for them to realize that, you know, that's a path you can take if you want.
My name is Desai Walkenbear. I'm the program manager, plus I'm from Thunderchild First Nation as well. And, you know, I just want to say I'm really thankful. The impact that you guys are bringing for all our youth is amazing, you know, because when you guys do come here, you guys bring a lot, not only your skill and your guys' passion, but you guys bring your guys' spirit. And that's a very positive thing for Aboriginal people and just for the youth. It's really hard for youth to understand such structures of being a team. You know, being on a team, being a part of a team, being on sports, understanding sports, you know, like a lot of these kids, they go to school because they wanna, it's a safe place. They wanna go to school because that's where all their friends are. They go there because there's food, right? So it's a beautiful thing to do, that you guys are doing. Only reason this is happening is because of you girls. Because you guys are here, you guys came to us. So like having you guys down here was a really beautiful thing. You know, I really appreciate the program you guys have. It's a really good feeling to share those kind of teachings and stuff like that, because what I was shared by my knowledge keepers, that back in the day the women were the ones that kind of helped set up and take down teepee. So it was a blessing to share that with the University of Regina hockey team.
We got you.
But the kids, they still were so excited and still feeling that love that you guys brought, that they still followed and were around and been a part of that. And being around you guys just brings so much happiness to them. So I really enjoyed seeing that.
This weekend we're going to kind of work into choosing greatness, but I'd like to start first with just kind of the vision of our program and kind of why we do what we do. All right, so this is what I've come up with. Each day we try to make great team player behavior choices more often, appreciate the opportunity to contribute to a youth sports hockey program, and consistently perform controllable habits for our desire to win. Cougar hockey is choosing greatness.
In Manitoba, the storm doesn't wait. The cold is sharp. The wind, it bites. Thunder, it claps. For us, we face it head on. That's what Bisons do. This is how we represent Manitoba. Horns up! Shoulder to shoulder. We don't run from it. We charge through it. Every fight, every storm, we face together as one herd.
Cross-ice pass. Here's Reinhardt. Holds, waits for just a moment. There's a shot, rebound in front. They hack at it. Hayes tries to get it in. They score!
Perfect read by the captain, Dawson Davidson. His first game back in a Golden Bear sweater. He finds Thacker, shoots and scores! Alex Thacker with 1:12 to go!
Kowski makes the stop, and now Stewart, another 2-on-1 here. Stewart across, Poole, back to Stewart, he scores! This time the give and go works to perfection.
Now a chance, Chabot trying to get away. He's in all alone, shoots, scores, 5-hole. Chabot, his first of the season.
It won't be an icing, but Connor Bouchard trying to chip one ahead. Look out, and catching Jaden Weens, a chance in front, scores.
Sullivan steps to the middle, shoots, they score. Nathan Sullivan.
Rhinos regather, Hauer enters the zone. He'll collect the puck ahead of Brinson. Resetting now is Gavin Schmidt. Down low, Hauer, backdoor feed, one-timer, he scores! McCalla's got two.
I think, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
Here's Davidson off to the side, quick chance, they score! Duguay's first as a Golden Bear, 2-1 Alberta.
In creative technologies and design at the University of Regina, we have many different degrees. So you can take a Bachelor of Arts in Creative Technologies, a BFA in Creative Technologies, a minor in Creative Technologies where you can attach that to other different kinds of degrees. We also have a new 2-year diploma in Creative Technologies. And then we have a brand new Bachelor of Design degree, which is starting in the fall 2024.
What I love about creative technologies and design is that I get to take conventional art practices and add a twist to it using technology. Every student has a different path and different experience with CTech. Mine is more so about creative coding and building interactive installations.
Students should enroll in creative technologies and design for a number of reasons. This program sets you apart from other students who are in maybe more conventional or traditional disciplinary programs. Creative technologies and design really encourages collaboration, experimentation, play, and thinking outside the box. Within our classes, you have artists with engineers, with computer scientists, and they have to learn how to speak to each other, how to collaborate and work together to create something innovative and really push possibilities. It's about play. It's about innovation. It's about creative problem solving. It's really an exciting area that allows for lots of possibilities. It's a really important part of creative technologies and design to think about real-world application. So whether it's about mental health or finding places of home here if you're not necessarily from here, or just engaging in conversations about the ethics of technologies and augmented reality and digital space. That's really an exciting part of the programs that we offer.
I would recommend this program because it's a lot of fun.
Our faculty and instructors are experts in their field. They have a lot to offer you. So come play with us in creative technologies and design.
Every U of R student needs a place to call home. Living on campus is the ultimate way to embrace university life. It's convenient, immersive, and everything you need is just steps away. Let's go check it out. Living on campus makes student life easy, with everything just a quick 10-minute walk from your door. Getting to class on time is a breeze. Unlike off-campus housing options, all utilities are included in one price when you live on campus. Also, students who live on campus have access to 24/7 housing and security staff, ensuring your comfort and safety. Living in housing makes it easy for you to find your ideal community. With over 50 residence life events and living learning communities, you will connect with people who share your interests and feel right at home. Our exclusive student common areas feature lounge spaces, study areas, community kitchens, and even movie theaters, making it easy for you to meet new friends during your free time and stay focused when it's time to study. There are 5 residences on campus, offering a variety of room types and styles to suit your individual needs. Do you enjoy your personal space? Our dorm-style rooms are perfect for students who need a recharge. If living with others is more your style, choose from apartments with anywhere from 2 to 7 bedrooms. Or, if you have a great roommate in mind, you can request them on your application. No matter which option you choose, each student is guaranteed their own private furnished room. And with a wide variety of food options on campus, your meal plan will keep you satisfied throughout your stay. With U of R Housing Services, it's more than just a place to stay. It's your home away from home. The Student Village at Luther College offers private, convenient, and affordable living to all University of Regina students. Enjoy your own space with our private, furnished dorm rooms. In the Luther cafeteria, you'll have an included meal plan, even bagged lunch, or dinner options for students on the go. The cellar is a space for residents to gather, game, and hang out with friends, or even make new friends. There's access to free laundry, common areas, an elder in residence, pastor services, and a full shared kitchen that is available to all. No matter where you stay, you will be a part of a diverse, unique community. Our residences are a great way to earn your degree, gain important life skills, and independence with the full support of the U of R community. We hope to see you on campus.
Wait a minute, get it how you...
As we take some looks at some highlights throughout the game here. Welcome back in. I'm Chase Husky along with Tyler Robinson. We've had your call here tonight from Regina. A rough physical game here between the two squads, which you always expect when these teams match up here. See a great save there by Cunningham, who looked so sharp throughout the game. Holt has faced a lot more traffic in that second period too, but he remains perfect. The Cougars just can't seem to get by him, and when they did, the goal was disallowed too. So it's been a tough go here. The Cougars pushed so hard there in the second period, but couldn't get it into the net. And then you see that one, it was bounced out. That was on the power play where it looked like it was in.
Yeah, it's been a tough go here for the Cougars getting anything past Holt. As you mentioned, he's been excellent. That is the disallowed goal there with a little bit of contact from Doucette. And we've had differing opinions on if that one should have countered or not. But again, we see a much, much better period for the Cougars in the second. They had tons of opportunities. Cunningham was excellent when called upon. He wasn't overly busy, but we see a couple of big saves there that he made before. Unfortunately, the Bisons picked up another goal on the power play as that one just kind of pinballed past him and takes us into the third period with a 3-goal lead for the Manitoba Bisons.
So that last one is just that loose change that slowly rolled into the net behind him. So 3-0. The Cougars got some work to do with him. It was Lane that got credited with that last goal too for the Bisons.
Now it looks like the assist on that one went to Luke Brenton and Lucas Brennan. So Brenton having himself a nice afternoon there, as I believe he is up to 3 points as he's factored into every single goal.
Started off with a goal on the power play. Now he's got 2 assists too. No, he's thinking that he is going to like this league just fine. He is one of the mini recruits for Gord Burnett's Manitoba Bisons of this year. Their opening weekend, it's the second weekend here of Canada West Hockey, but the Bisons were on the bye week to start off with. The Cougars found themselves down 2-0 yesterday before they got a goal in the first 3 minutes of the third period. Now a little bit more of a hill for them to climb today, as that one is iced down the length of the ice. So we'll have our first whistle here just 22 seconds into the third period of play. Remember, the Bisons will be at home next weekend. Calgary Dinos will be there, and then for the U of R Cougars, they will head on to their first bye weekend too, which I think Trevor Keeper, the new head coach, might appreciate having that so early in the season too. You kind of get to reset, see what's been working, what needs to get some work done to it too, and then they'll have the home and home with the Huskies the week after that.
Yeah, with so many new faces on the ice, and for Keeper himself, a nice to find your footing here as Holt punches that one out. So it'll be, like you mentioned, a good reset to see what's worked, where we need to make some changes, and how they can improve going forward.
As Aiden Third levels his man there and a helmet off, so he's going to have to escape. We'll see. Good resistance not to play that one off, as Bjorklund got his shot away.
Now that was Willick who absorbed that big hit there. Looks like he's all right as he's staying on the bench just without his bucket, so we'll have to wait for a stoppage in play for him to achieve that.
And the helmet now factoring into the play.
His stick down there as well, so he lost two articles of equipment down there in the corner.
But a yard sale down there as Wieram playing his first game. Shuttles it out in front, quick shot, and that one taken back by the Bisons. Pasternak already has drawn 2 penalties throughout the game with that great skating of his, and nearly took another slash there too as they're just trying to whack that away from him. That was Carter Beletsky giving him a little bit of a poke. Icing waved off. Picked up by Ryland and Silzer. Back for the Bisons. They'll dump it in deep. And from the top of the circle, coming behind the nets, taking a check. Eric Pierce going with it. Drops it for Jackson Doucette. Back to Pierce. That one sails past him. Houck will pick up the change before taking a hit. Kevin Toth with it. The fourth year for the Bisons. Dumps it in. Shemus with it. And his U of R debut tonight. Carson White putting it out in front. Still got a bit of a stick on that one, but wide of the net. Had nothing on that pass, was Brinson, so Bison's back with it. Shot hits a body in front, stays out. Still trying to get to it, not gonna get there first though. And now Cade Runke picking it up. Long go here in between whistles for the third period of play as the team's changing lines. Sent back in deep by the U of R. Miriam over to third.
It's a good job by third to step up on that play and prevent the Bisons with an easy zone exit. As we see a Bisons player, looks like Allery was hauled down. It's going to send the Bisons to another power play. They've already been successful on it 2 times tonight and look dangerous each and every time. So I think that's going to be Heward who's going to go off to serve 2 or less, as it just looked like it was an awkward broken play there. Got his stick into the feet of Allery and dragged him down. So we saw the Bisons extend their lead to 3 goals with a late power play marker in the second, and they're going to be looking to really salt this one away here with an early opportunity on the power play.
They weren't able to get anything on the power play yesterday, but have found their form here tonight. Mentioned last year they did so well. Were ranked 3rd in Canada West with the man advantage. As they fire that one hard right into Damon Cunningham, who's going to hold on for the save.
Excellent job there by Cunningham coming across, as that quick one-timer there by the Bisons, as that was Pasternak who fired that one from the point. And a good recovery game here for Cunningham as well, as he kind of got shelled in his Canada West debut in Calgary there. Gave up 6 goals to the Calgary Dinos, and otherwise he's an excellent.
Doucette gets it here, short-handed opportunity. He's got Bolesky with him, takes a shot, save made. Holt denies them once again, and a great opportunity. Patience from Doucette to see Bolesky was right with them, and Holt read that one perfect.
Did he ever? And an excellent pass by Doucette. Bolesky got a lot of that puck. There was no mistake on that one, but Holt just, again, he was the better one on that play.
Did mention before, the Bisons surrendered 6 shorthanded goals last year with the man advantage, but again, Holt stays perfect on the night, and that one slapped down by Doucette. And Holt will slow it, and a new power play and PK units come onto the ice. 5 minutes gone here in this third. Bisons gain 5-on-4 on the power play for just less than 50 seconds left here. Their 6th power play of the game. So far, striking twice on it already as Carson White streaking in, calling, finds White, trying to anyway. And good job there, Ben Bonney. Stretching out the stick and breaking up that play. That's what the Cougars are going to have to do here, too. Down 3 goals, you're going to have to get a little aggressive. Take those chances. Well shorthanded, and it's been working, too. You've kept the Bisons probably out of your zone the most so far out of any of their power plays tonight.
Yeah, it could just be that aggressiveness throwing off the Bisons a little bit, as now they do find themselves set up in the zone.
Brennan passes this one over. Another save there made by Cunningham. Comes out in front. It's still loose. And we're back to 5-on-5 hockey, and the Cougars are going to have a power play here. Benson was looking the short side, and another save made there. But now the U of R will head on to the power play as the Bisons will be off to the box.
Slashing call is coming up to the Bisons here. So after a massive kill, it is an equally massive power play, as it's the third goal scorer, Lane, coming across to serve that penalty as he broke one of the Cougars' sticks right in half. So if the Cougars have any hopes of really getting back into this hockey game here, they've got to at least generate some momentum on this power play, if not a goal. As we see, Culling is going to hop off onto the ice here to complete the 5-man unit.
Cougars so far 0 for 3 tonight with the man advantage. Yesterday, they were also 0 for 3 when it came to a conclusion. The previous weekend, they put up 1 power play goal on 11 opportunities against the Dinos. As Steele has his shot blocked. Go back to the point. Pierce cuts it down low. The Erics go back and forth with each other. Houck right in front, trying to push this one through. Is it in? They're pointing for it. Goal! Cougars score on the power play. The crowd erupting here from the Cooperators. And it's a 2-goal game.
Just 18 seconds into the power play, the Cougars strike, and Culling leading the flyby. I think he's going to be the one who might have got the last touch there right on the side, as Eric Houck initially brought that puck right to the front of the net. It was a great job by Houck and Pierce doing a little bit of a give and go there, as Houck brought that one right to the front. Holt made the first save, but as we've said so many times tonight, it has to be that second and third effort, and Culling did a great job bearing down tough on his stick, hammers that one to the back of the net for his first goal of the season.
13:47 to go. Cougars a little closer on this one, still a long ways to go, but it's looking a little more attainable than it did seconds ago here. And finally get rewarded on that power play. Puck flipped in. Cade Runke dropped that one back. It's intercepted. Just a missed check there as Boucher nearly took it. Breakaway attempt, the 5-hole, and the Bisons will tuck this one in. What a goal, Ethan Decay. And the rookie gets his first of Canada West.
So what a response there by the Bisons. Again, transition. That puck was up to Decay in no time and hits him in full stride. Makes a beautiful move on Cunningham to the backhand right through the 5-hole to restore that 3-goal lead for the Bison. So as quick as we felt that the Cougars were in this game and had the momentum, the Bison strike back again on Decay's first Canada West goal.
22 seconds apart there from the goal. So a roller coaster of emotion. And again, we are back to that 3-goal lead for the Manitoba Bisons.
That might have been the nicest of the night for the Bisons, as Decay, the former Weyburn Red Wing, picks up his first.
2 breakaway goals and 2 power play goals here for the Bisons tonight. So again, Cunningham letting 4 goals in, but you know what? He's been playing a solid game, although he's got that 800 save percentage right now, but been playing a lot better than that stat.
Absolutely, he has. I've really liked his game tonight. Made a couple of big saves, especially when it was 2-0. Held his team in it for the majority of it, and we'll see if his team can battle back for him again.
As White takes down his man, puck comes around the boards. Bison's pushing it through. Spinning out in front. Can't get a shot away, and this is going to break the Cougars. Hooker came on into the ice as they were changing lines, took a breakaway attempt away. Carson White with the rebound, tries to poke it in, can't do it.
Again, the Cougars, good opportunity there, battling back there. You're right, it was just a save by the Bisons player to make that so it wasn't a breakaway, but again, forcing Holt to make a couple of big saves.
Now right in front, Oline goes across the ice, trying to tuck it away. And they can't get enough of a stick onto that one, so it stays out.
That was a great job by Holine, the big defenseman, pinching down with this 3-goal deficit. Slides that one across, but again, it's just a few times we've seen the Cougars not able to get their sticks right there.
It's a quick move in third period here. And again, if you're watching part of the CBC or a TELUS Ask Tel game of the week here, this is maybe the first time seeing Canada West, so you see the excitement. And we'd always love to have you each and every game on Canada West TV or make sure you head down to the Cooperator, support your local teams out there too. Some great hockey in front of us here on Thanksgiving weekend.
And with that offside, gives us a chance to catch our breath here in both teams. It had been end-to-end action for a little bit, and we can take a look at maybe some of the action around Canada West. That Battle of Alberta, or Battle of Edmonton, still 1-0 for the McEwen Griffins. The Mount Royal Cougars up 2-0 heading into the third period over the Dinos. And then a little bit later on tonight, as I mentioned, the Battle of BC will be the UBC Thunderbirds and the Trinity Western Spartans finishing up their weekend set.
Quite impressive McEwen game in there. 15 minutes left in the third period, and there's not often a time where the Alberta Golden Bears don't have a goal that far into it, as Doucette comes in offside. Although the hundreds of linesmen in the crowd here tonight did not like that goal.
Unfortunately, only one man's opinion mattered out there, and that was the linesman. He calls that one offside, so sets up the Cougars again just outside the Bison zone.
Draw one back by Jackson Arpin. In third was trying to bully his way through before the puck got pushed back. Stewart over to Doucette. Long pass to the captain. Cougars held up and then pushed his man down right in front of the Bison's bench.
I got a feeling Hauk's going to be headed off here for a high sticking call. He got his stick up into the face of, I think that was Lane. Or it's going to be a cross-checking is what they're going to call that there. Could have been high sticking, could have been cross-checking, as I think Hauk, with a little bit of frustration, ended up getting his stick up high. So this vaunted Bison's power play goes back to work again. And if nothing else, the Cougars, they are going to have a lot of film and a lot of scouting on this Bison's power play.
Yeah, the 7th power play here of the evening for Manitoba Bisons.
You got to wonder for the Bisons now with a 4-1 lead here, going just about to 10 minutes left in the third, if they're going to be a little bit more reserved with the puck, maybe a little bit more content to work around the outside rather than really push the pace. It's a nice big hit there by 8 in third, sets down another guy. As it looks like we do have a call here coming up. I think it's coming from the Cougars bench. As I think the official might have heard a little bit of chirping as we see it.
Nice. Third check again.
That's his second big open ice hit there for third. And it does look like it is a bench minor assessed to the Cougars. So Wirren is going across to serve that one. So it'll be 5-on-3 now for the next minute and 41 seconds here for the Bisons. It looks like now it is the Bisons who are taking the timeout, and we were commenting as well in the intermission how good these new Bisons jerseys look, as a nice brown looks excellent out there for them. So
that blue really popping on the Bisons logo there too, as you can kind of take a look through traffic as they're drawing up the play. University of Regina Cougars wearing what we've seen them in past years too, but did a complete rebrand too, which you kind of see in the logo up top there too, and have some new, very sharp looking jerseys here, but they'll rotate through as they always do. But the guys are looking sharp here as play is being drawn up. We got a minute 41 for the Bisons to work a 5-on-3, and again, they're already 2 for 6 tonight with the man advantage, and they're sending out all of the big scores out there. Again, you see Bruce and Hooker back onto the ice. Pasternak out there as well, so this is going to be a tough one. Calling is going to have to get a big face-off draw here to start off the kill. And Calling will poke that one back to his defenseman. Goes across for Pasternak. 5-on-3. The Bison's on to the power play here. After that bench minor. Missed on the pass there. Into the back half here of the third period of play. Pasternak takes it for a walk. Hard shot. Cunningham making the save. And the pushing and shoving ensues immediately afterwards. Cunningham, good job to get across.
Yeah, another great save by Cunningham there, going to his right and taking that one away as he got all of that one. And it looks like it might have caught Cunningham a little bit high up on the shoulder there, but he gets a tap on the pads from Runke again to salute that nice save. Now down to 1 minute and 7 seconds left on the 5-on-3 there. So for the Cougars, if they're able to clear this one out here as Cade Runke digs in to take this face-off here, would almost do it for the 5-on-3 opportunity.
Good job there. Nice clear here for the U of R, so a chance at least to catch their breath, especially for Damon Cunningham, who's been busy on these power play opportunities for the Bisons. Cougars defender blew a skate there, but then able to get up, and that's Aiden Third firing it from his knees. And Third's been having a great game. I really liked his play out there. He's brought a lot of physicality to it, and made some really strong plays here as Cunningham comes up with another big save. O-line on his backhand, can't clear it though. We got 25 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. That one's blocked. O-line swatted it back along the boards. Here's Hooker with it. 15 seconds to go on the 5-on-4. That one just rolled up past the net. Missed pass on in that one. Hooker goes across the ice. Misses onto the shot. Now we're skating 5-on-4. And just 15 seconds left before the U of R will kill this one off. Out in front, and Hauke, good job to kind of move that pass along. He heads off to the bench, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey, and the Bisons go 2 for 8 now.
That was an excellent job by the penalty killers. Especially, I want to point out Damon Cunningham again, making 2 excellent saves. The Bisons, honestly, they could have had 2 power play goals on that, but thanks to the work of Damon Cunningham, it keeps it at a 4-1 lead for the Bisons. And you know, again, that goes to show that the power play stats won't show it for the Bisons. They'll show the 2 power play goals here tonight, but they've been much, much more dangerous than that.
And then Cunningham will keep the discussions going of who's going to be the starter here for the U of R. I'm guessing we're going to see split weekends for the most part here between him and Justin Merrick. Merrick got the start yesterday, went 21 saves on 23 shots, had a pretty good outing.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I would like to see Cunningham, his save percentage on those high danger chances, as it seems like, you know, the majority of the shots against him, he hasn't had just, you know, an easy point shot or anything like that. It's all been, you know, right inside on the slots, breakaways, everything like that. So it's been a challenging night for him, and he's really been up to the task.
Shot from the point stayed on the ice there, so an easy save made there by Holt. It's made things easy for our crew here today, though. Again, the replays, you can essentially just dial up any Cunningham save. You're good to go. We can watch those all night long.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be hard to pick his best save of this evening, but it's been a really, really good game for him, and good to see him bounce back after a first Canada West start. That didn't exactly go the way he wanted to, I bet.
I think my most memorable one of his so far was that glove save that we saw in the second period, which is, that one might not have been his most difficult, but it was the most flashy. That really stood out there. But his team's still trailing by 3 goals here. They still have the time to work with too, but they're going to have to get something on the board here quickly if the Cougars have a chance to jump back into this game. As Brennan takes a shot, that one goes high on the blocker's side. Here's Eric Pierce skating along with it. Pierce tangled up, gets a bouncing one in towards the net, and a good job there by Holt just to pick that one off the ice and hold on for a draw.
As I mentioned, you know, the Canada West season, they played 28 regular season games here, so it's a real sprint of a season. You don't want to fall too far behind here. And for the Bisons, for them getting out to a nice 2-0 if they are able to hold on to this victory here, getting out to a 2-0 start. It's big for them as they missed the playoffs last year, looking to jump back into that playoff discussion.
Last year they had 3 more wins than the year before that too, so if you just continue to put those building stones up, chip away at it, give yourself that opportunity. And it has been such a league of parity too, where we've seen 4 different championship teams in the last 4 years. So something I don't know if that had ever happened in Canada West. We had kind of just gotten used to either the Golden Bears or the Huskies taking home a championship, but with 4 different teams in the last 4 years, very exciting to see.
Yeah.
Huskies were the champions last year.
But still, you know, they were given a good run by the Mount Royal Cougars, who were a worthy adversary there in the finals and easily could have been champions themselves.
Looking at the coaches pool this year, too, the coaches did vote the Huskies up as the top team once again, and then they had the Mount Royal Cougars behind them at 2. UBC was ranked 3 on there. Our teams that we're watching here tonight received the 7th and 8th ranking. Manitoba 7th according to the coaches pool, and the U of R Cougars getting 8th as that one is tucked in. 8 and 3rd pointing. He's like, that one is staying on the board this time. No calling it back. And 3rd, we were mentioning he's been having a great game, and here gets rewarded with a nice goal. It's Jackson Doucette feeding him. 3rd takes that quick wrister, and there we go, 2-goal game.
Yeah, it was a great job there by Doucette to just post up for that second, knowing that the second wave is coming through. 8 and 3rd picks up that puck, cruising through the middle of the ice there, and able to beat Holt on the glove hand side there. And yeah, you said you liked 3rd's his game here tonight. Had a couple of big hits. Now picks himself up his first goal of the season.
That's, I believe, the opposite of the broadcaster's curse. Usually as soon as you praise somebody out there, something terrible happens in their play. But I know 3rd, great goal there, and now 4-2 the score as we're inside our final 6 minutes of play here from Regina. Runke trying to dive to slow that one down. Couldn't get to it in time. Willick puts it out in front on the backhand, and they're waving that one. No goal, so a little deja vu of the Cougars earlier in the game hitting, I believe, that exact same part of the net, too.
Yeah, that was odd. I thought that was in. There was no sound of the post or anything.
And that one goes up high.
That was quickly called off by the official, though, so you got to assume he had the best look of it in the rink.
Now out in front, trying to bank that one off the goalie. And we should mention, last time the Cougars did score, it was about 20 seconds after the fact. The Bisons got a goal right back, and they nearly did that once again here. A little help from the crossbar. Icing waved off on this one. Final 5 minutes of play here. Out in front, trying to get away a shot, and great save there by Cunningham. He lost his stick in the process, too, and he's just going to pounce on that one for the Cougars.
Again, that was a great save there by Cunningham, kicking out that left leg. It was the old spinorama shot there by the Bisons, as that was number 14, Svetlikov, who has an assist on the weekend already, just trying to spin around and throw that one, and that's tough for a goaltender. He has no idea where that puck is gonna go, but Cunningham, great job, makes another great save. And that opportunity before, I was sure that had gone in, but the official quickly waved it off.
They were looking for the long pass to Beletsky. Got knocked down on its way there by Bourgeois. Silver bobbling that one up in the air before it finally settles down. Beletsky over to Collin. Dumps it in. Cougars will start the line change. Trying no one out of the points. The Bisons are able to skate that one out. It gets knocked out of midair. Calling over to Carson White. White gets hauled down. This is going to be a penalty. And the Cougars don't go anywhere. They are on to the power play, down 2 goals with 4:02 left.
These two teams, it's like they can't play a boring game here, as the Cougars trying to mount a comeback, as it'll be, let's see, I think that's Bonnie who's going to be headed off there. It is a holding call there, as just got the free hand out and dragged down the attacking Cougars player. So after getting that goal to cut the deficit now to 2 goals, they've got another chance here to make this a really exciting finish.
The Cougars already with 1 power play goal into this 3rd period. That was Matt Calling scoring in that one. And a good chance for them to get back into it. Cougars 1 for 4 with the man advantage. Keeping that one alive along the blue line. Pierce takes a shot. That one is saved by Holt. And then dumped across the ice and into the corner. Silver beat to the puck. A big save there. Cunningham. Short-handed opportunity for the Manitoba Bisons, and they nearly tucked that one away.
Again, Cunningham lost his stick and still able to make a big glove save there, so he just got a piece of it, enough to deflect it wide.
Silver goes cross ice. U of R Cougars taking the shot here on the power play, and that one off of the backboards, and it comes out in front for Holt to cover up.
Yeah, so a great save there by Cunningham at one end. The Cougars go down, get that puck towards Holt, but it was a little bit of an uncharacteristic or a little bit of an odd play there, as it looked like the Cougars weren't expecting quite that aggressive as a forecheck from the Bisons, able to turn that puck over and find the one attacking player right there in the middle.
Collin comes out to take this face-off draw against Arpin. Bisons will gain control of it. Doucette playing a little soccer there. Kicked it up and ahead. Cross ice, Matt Collin takes a shot. Big block there. Bourgeois, and he is feeling that one.
As I think he saved a goal there as Culling had a yawning cage.
Out in front, rebound. Collin, Matt Collin scores again! Second of the night on the power play for Collin. 1-goal game.
That don't go anywhere. Matt Culling has something to say about this hockey game. He picks up his second on the power play as Hewer does a good job just trying to get that puck through. Culling cruising through the middle, slams that one to the back of the net after a couple of previous opportunities stopped by Holt. Matt Culling and the Cougars not going anywhere. So 2:48 left now, and just a 1-goal deficit, as who would have thought the power play of all things for the Cougars would be the thing that would come through, as we see them struggle year over year on the power play, but in the third period, it's been big.
2 for 5 tonight on the power play. Both those goals off of the veteran Matt Collin. And we said last year the points dipped down for him a little bit, and he was going to need a little bit of a comeback year, and well, here he goes, having himself an evening here, and with 2:27 to go here, we got a 1-goal game, which is to be expected with these two teams. Every preseason matchup this year between the four of them decided by 1 goal. Last night decided by 1 goal, and here we are 4-3 going into the final 2 minutes of play here. So we'll see when Cunningham might get pulled and send the extra attacker out there, but right now he's just going to make another save here on the night.
And again, you look back to all of the saves that Cunningham has made in this game. Now, I know it shows he only has 24 shots at this point. I got a feeling that they may have missed a couple of those. I have to look at this when the game is over, but it feels like 18 of those 24 shots, he's had to be spectacular basically on them to give his team a chance, and they just keep battling, keep chipping away here. This is the effort the Cougars are going to need all season.
They've got the crowd right back into it here in Regina Cooperators Arena. 4-3 as Pierce sends that one in, and Holt didn't like the look of things there, so he's going to just hold on for the draw. They were starting to bring Cunningham out of the net to 2, but he'll save back. See if they can grab some possession on this one, and then I'm sure he'll be sprinting to the bench just as quick as he can.
I think Cougars have taken their time out here to draw up what they want on the face-off. So yeah, we'll have to see if Cunningham stays on the bench at this point, if they're going to wait to get possession of that puck. But either way, it's going to be an exciting finish for this last minute and 51 seconds.
Trevor Keeper putting it together, his plan here, and his guys in place. Cougars seeing if we can get a little extra time here from the Cooperators.
Yeah, for Trevor Keeper, it'd be nice to pick up his first Canada West victory here on home ice with a big comeback victory. Either way, I think Cougars, they've showed a lot here in this third period, coming out and really controlling play, picking up a couple of big special teams goals. So this has been an excellent sign going forward anyways, as it looks like Cunningham is going to remain on the bench, so it'll be 6 attackers here for the U of R Cougars.
Well, the Cougars have 7 out there right now.
If you can get it past the referee,
bold move.
Show me in the rule book.
We'll see how it pays off. And yes, now it'll be Jackson Steele, who said, "I'm sure I was in that plan."
Yeah.
So draw one by Pierce. The Cougars will get control. This game's 6-on-5, seeing if they can tie this one up. Here's Heward with the puck. Kind of pinned along the board, doesn't have a lot of room to work with. Now he'll go to Pierce, and we'll go to the opposite side. Hard shot! Oh, and the rebound stays out too. That looked like it was going in. Pierce will shoot this one through traffic. Silzer gets over there to make sure that it stays in. Here's Blake Heward. Back to Pierce from the top of the circle. Bouncing one. Heward calms it. Deflection goes wide, and now the Bisons will get that one out the length of the ice. So a icing call here. The Cougars will change lines. The Bisons will be out there.
I think on that Jackson Doucette chance, I think it was the defenseman Brenton who actually made the save there. As hopefully we can take a look at it here. And you turn around, and yeah, it might have been a stick there, but Doucette right in front. The Cougars really pressing.
Calling in to take the face-off draw. He'll get it back. O-line. Hard shot off the draw there. And that one got tipped up high. Out in front, trying for the nice little backhand off the goalie was Carson White. They'll go back to White now. Bjorklund looking cross. Again, missing the net on that one. Bjorklund goes to the opposite side. Silzer puts it in for Calling. Over to O-line. Keeps it in there. 33 seconds to go. The Cougars trying to tie this one up. Matt Calling trying for the hat trick. And a save made there by Holt. And we'll get a whistle in. And this is a big break here for the Bisons, too, as they can get some fresh legs out there. As current line's been going for about 1:30 as they were pinned after that icing call.
And the Cougars doing a good job taking advantage of that, setting up a good opportunity, taking their time as Calling hammered that one towards Holt. So it's going to be that previous 6-man unit that was out there before. As we see, I think it's Pierce going in there to take that face off.
Big draw here for the U of R. They get clogged up a little bit. Now here's Jackson Doucette with it. The veteran for the Cougars takes a shot. That one hit a skate. Silzer put it in some long time. Gets it out in front. It's still loose. Could not get the rebound. Goes around the boards here. Final seconds of play. Jackson Doucette. Are they going to get one more opportunity out in front? Just throwing it there and put back into the corner and from the point. But the Bisons will hold on as that is waved off just a second after the buzzer there. But what a finish here from the Cooperators, and the Bisons hold on. The Cougars did not make it easy for them, though. An outstanding game from these competitors, and the Bisons will improve to a 2-0 before they head back home next weekend to take on the Calgary Dinos. And for the Cougars falling to 0-4 now. A close one, but that's not going to get them any points. So they'll go on to the bye week before returning for that home-and-home game against the Saskatoon Huskies. Again, thank you so much for joining us, whether you're watching on Canada West TV, CBC, TELUS, SaskTel. We've enjoyed having you with us here tonight for such an exciting finish from the Cooperators Arena. Again, your final 4-3 in favor of the Manitoba Bisons. For Tyler Robinson, I'm Chase Hussey. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time here with Canada West.